Yeah.
She didn't really hammer home a lot of that.
I just wanted to let you know that I didn't.
Oh yeah, I mean there are a lot of things. I'm not the
way.
happiest person in the world when it comes to a lot of the way that there are certain things that have been said or misconstrued, or
And
some
I
of the
don't
responses
think-
for them. They could always be better. But you know, I
Nobody's perfect, I understand that, but I just think that if you're running for president, you have to be, and even as Secretary of State, you have to be
I think it was a
10
learning.
steps ahead.
Oh, I agree, and you know,
And in the sphere of things, it doesn't, your response was, well, in the sphere of things, does it really matter? Well, it does matter, because there are people who are hearing that story and are seeing it as something that's a negative. It does matter.
Oh, I agree with you, and it does matter, but I think at the same time in saying that, we have much bigger issues to go after. I mean, for example, just last week we killed number 2 in the Taliban. The guy that's moving up to his position is the only terrorist since 2011 that's been able to get a plane from the Middle East over into Europe with 2 printers that had bomb devices on them that would have blown up planes.
Yeah.
They almost didn't catch those 2 printers. This was in 2011, by the way, if you don't remember this. And
I remember
over in
all
UK,
that, but to me, I guess, again, just to this issue, rather than changing the topic to, what's more important when this happened, is that I want my president to be really, really
spot on.
savvy in terms of technology. Because technology, unfortunately, is everything right now in terms of getting your messages out, and in terms of the way you're going to be perceived. And having 2 email accounts, I mean, you have all these reasons, and I wish they were explained to everyone, but it makes it look like she has something to hide.
Oh, I totally agree.
I was very uncomfortable with that.
Mm-hmm.
I would have liked to hear this real story that
I
you told
also
me,
wish that she...
because that stuck with me. I don't care, I mean, all the other stuff I agree with you with, but in the end, Hillary's gotta not.
It's an accountability thing,
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
It makes her look distrustful. I totally agree with you on all that. And nobody, regardless of who they are, what past history they've had serving on nation, whether it be president or first lady, is above any kind of law. I agree with that, but,
I'm not saying this is a reason not to support it.
Oh, no,
I'm just saying that, we have to, if we're gonna support somebody, we have to look carefully at what they're doing.
Oh, I totally agree with you, and that one of the things that Hillary actually said in her launch on June 13th in Roosevelt Island was, she's not perfect. And,
Oh, no.
and I know you're not saying that, but she's not perfect. She's made mistakes because God knows people like to bring them up and talk about them and talk about them and talk
But
about them.
I guess in a way, I wish she had just, maybe she did and I didn't hear it, set up. Well, what I did was really silly, and, I'll think about it.
She did say that.
Oh, she did.
Yeah. She said she'll think twice about that in the future,
Okay.
and, and the bigger
I just
span.
thought I'd play devil's
Oh yeah, no,
advocate.
I totally agree with you, but that's the reality of the situation. If it's more of a Secret Service protecting her life kind of thing, because if that server were ever get attacked into, then you're going into President Bill Clinton's private information, who he's been advised on, rescuing, Americans that have been jailed over in other countries that are on the verge of being killed. So I mean, it's a very sensitive situation and information, and. What you do was right? No, but she really, like you said, the answer is not acceptable, but it's just how she had kind of done it. And I could totally understand why somebody would do that. If I were in her shoes, I probably wouldn't have thought that far into it as well, but I also don't think Hillary Clinton was planning on running for president. I really don't. But what some people say, I think Hillary Clinton was very disappointed and heartbroken after 2008 and the way that she was treated by members of her own party.
And she didn't know she wanted to go through.
And I honestly don't think until Charlotte was born last year, her granddaughter, that did she really think that she was going to do this. I think she was thinking about it. I think she's always thought about it. But thinking about doing something and actually stepping up to the plate, I know, because I'm going through it right now, I go back and forth with it all the time. And this is for a city commission seat, city council seat. Because I mean, I've had things written about me on the internet that are not true. They are very hurtful. I don't read them anymore because if you do, I mean, you sit back for like 4 days and you just think, why are people so mean? But, you know, it's a lot, especially again when you're a woman and you run for the nation's highest honor and office. You know, it's a lot to put yourself through that. So I'm protective. I'm very, very protective of her. So, you know, I get that, and, you know, she'll obviously have to learn from her mistakes. All right.
Aaron, when you get ready to run, let us know so we can help you.
All right, no, I do appreciate that, because the one thing I've told a lot of people I think I'm going to need is people to phone me. To get people. The guy that I'm going to be running against, if I decide to run, they're nonpartisan seats, which I love. I really do love that. A lot of my Republican friends love that too, because it's a way for me to try to earn their trust and see what kind of legislator and leader I will be within my community if I decide to step up for various offices that might be in the future. But, you know, one of the things that I think that I'm going to need to hammer home is that the guy that if I do run, and I will be running against, he's a Tea Party Republican, even though they're nonpartisan. He is so anti-woman. I mean, he got in trouble earlier this year for having very sexist things on his public city-owned iPad. So it's just been a list.
Wow.
So, okay, sure. We can do a group photo too if you want.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect, yes. Well,
I didn't think you were getting out without.
oh, yeah, no, of course. So, yeah, if anyone else, do you want to do a group photo really quick?
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
do a group photo. I think that would be fun.
Sorry there's not more people here, but you have to.
Oh, no, I know that you guys have your national convention in New Orleans.
Gorgeous Saturday.
Yeah. No, I totally.
I helped you, my God.
Yeah, no, I totally.